Well, it finally happened. This is literally the thought that was going through my mind last night after I made this video. I was thinking, how much longer can it really go on before we do see a reverse split implemented? And this was something that I was thinking could happen to Tilray and also Canopy Growth, because we know Canopy Growth recently approved a second reverse split and share consolidation. But with everything starting to recover and we didn't get the rescheduling announcement, everything's just been fading. Like I said, no news is bad news. I was thinking to myself last night, there's a good chance that this reverse split actually does happen, because the longer that we go on without that rescheduling news or progress, the more the price is just going to continue to dwindle. And yesterday I made a video saying we were 5 days out of 30, and today we closed above $1, but we got the news after hours here that the reverse split is going to be moving forward. So as we know, they were given a NASDAQ warning. They regained compliance organically, getting back above $1, and then now they already have shareholder approval to do the reverse split. Same thing with Canopy Growth. They were given 12 months essentially, where they don't actually have to enact it, but they have 12 months, essentially that grace period, where they can approve a second reverse split. They don't have to go back to shareholders. So this was already approved by Tilray shareholders, but there was an overwhelming majority, I think it was 41%-ish, that were against it. But with everything continuing to fall, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of progress with regards to rescheduling, there's some news I want to talk about a federal case in the Supreme Court in just a moment. But like I said, it was a Congress member that said recently, a couple of days ago, I believe it was, that safer banking is basically on the back burner. So we have zero catalyst coming really in the near term. So this was to be expected, in my opinion. We were down about 11% after hours, but we'll discuss all of this and more. Before we do, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. For new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own Tilray. It's my largest MJ portfolio holding. And you can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPal. So I know what everybody's probably thinking. This is the end of the world. Reverse split's bad, right? Just keep in mind that pretty much every company in MJ has done it, right? The companies that are listed on U.S. major exchanges. So not the U.S. operators, because they're not legally able to be on there. So think about it. High Tide's done a reverse split. Organigram's done a reverse split. You got Aurora has already done 2. Canopy's already done a 1 for 10. They're looking to do their second one. And now Tilray is looking to do its first reverse split, and it was just announced. So this is, if you go over here to SEC filing details, scroll down, click on HTML. You can see here this was the form that was just submitted, Form 8K. And if we scroll down here, you can see here the board of directors approved the implementation of a reverse stock split of the company's outstanding shares of a value of 0.0 yada 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 at a ratio of 1 for 10, as previously approved at the special meeting of stockholders held on June 10th, 2025. And I'm still a little sick, under the weather, so I'm trying to get trying to shake it, so try to get through this as best I can. The reverse stock split will become legally effective as of 4:01 p.m. Eastern Time on December 1st, 2025. There you go. So on December 2nd, that should be in effect, and you'll see the shares trading at a post reverse split, on a post reverse split basis. All right. Yeah, so that, right there, December 2nd, under the existing trading symbol TLRY. So basically just basically going over the formalities of it. You don't have to get too confused by that or anything. I know it sounds kind of confusing, but it just means that they're going to be going ahead with the 1 for 10 reverse split, and then on December 2nd, you'll wake up and the price should be reflected. If it's not reflected right away, it might take a couple hours. Sometimes the brokers can take a little bit of time before they reflect it. So don't freak out, and also don't freak out if you log in and you see that the price is, if it shows that it's up 10x, right? Because in the percentage, you might see like the daily gain, it might show essentially like a 10x gain, but that's not going to be the case, because we know that there's going to be a reverse split. So the price is going up by 10, but the shares go down, they get divided by 10. So just, I know this is going to be a question. They're going to go, what happened to my share? What happens to my shares? And why do I have less shares than before? It's the net asset value is the same, right? Doesn't matter if you have 1,000 shares at $10 or 100 shares at $1,000, right? It's all the same in terms of value. So your account value, your position, the value of your Tilray position is not going to change. It's just an accounting trick. So the shares go down, price go up. Regular stock split, price go down, shares go up, right? So the silver lining here is that they mentioned all the benefits of before. It was going to save them about $1 million per year with regulatory filings. It's going to attract more institutional investors. It's going to maintain their NASDAQ listing, etc. So there was a bunch of benefits from it, and just the optics of having a stock close to $1 aren't great. People start to wonder things, right? But if you look at Aurora, it's already done 2 reverse splits, so that thing should be a penny stock. And ever since they did 2 reverse splits, people don't even remember that anymore. Everybody thinks Aurora is the best company ever. I hear people say all the time, "Oh, Aurora is like the basically the number 1 stock to own now." I'm like, you do realize that you're trashing Tilray for doing a first reverse split, and you're promoting Aurora, and it's already done 2, and they're like, Aurora already did 2 reverse splits? They don't even know, right? So they just see one good earnings report, and they don't look back further than today. They don't even look at yesterday half the time. So again, what happens to your shares, your Tilray shares are going to be divided by 10, right? So if you have X amount of Tilray shares, it's going to be divided by 10. So you'll have that amount of shares, but the price goes up by 10, right? So instead of it being trading at $1 right now, it'll be trading at $10. So there you go. That is the details there. So the reverse stock split is expected to achieve several objectives. Here we go. So aligning Tilray's number of shares outstanding with companies of similar size and scope, making Tilray more attractive to institutional shareholders, and reducing expenditures associated with Tilray's annual meeting of stockholders, resulting in up to $1 million in cost savings on an annual run rate basis. So if we just take a look at Tilray here, you can see if we go down to, where was the shares outstanding here? So market cap is 1.16 million, and if we just take a look at the shares outstanding, I think it was like just north of $1 billion. Let me just see here. I didn't have it up in front of me. Let me just see if I can find it real quick here. Sorry about this, folks. Yeah, I'll have to just give me 2 seconds here, and I will bring it up. I'll have to just do a quick search here. So Tilray shares outstanding, Yahoo Finance. Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, so we're at like 1.12 billion. Just did a quick search here. Yeah, so market cap. That's what we're sitting at. Shares outstanding. Yeah, 1.12 billion. So that'll be divided by 10, right? So you got 1.12 billion. So we're going, just for everybody's sake, you're just going to divide that by 10. So you're going to have 112 million shares, and then price is at $1.03. You just times it by 10. Easy math. I just wanted to show everybody because it sounds simple, but I still have people asking me this question all the time. So essentially, Tilray's price would be trading at $10.30 if it were in effect today. But that's going to bring us down from 112 billion to 112 million shares. So again, not great. We never want to see a company be forced to do a reverse split. But the thing is here is the company is paying down debt. It had net income positive of 1.5 million last quarter, and they're not, diluting or anything like that. They did tap the ATM, but they're not diluting to keep the lights on, right? They had positive net income. It's for accretive acquisitions and different strategic investments. And I think that, overall, they've done a pretty good job not doing a reverse split up until this point. Like I said, when Aurora's already done 2, and you got like a High Tide or OGI or Organogram, they've already done 1. Canopy's already done 1, looking to do a second one. So, and again, the U.S. names would probably be in the same boat if it wasn't for them not being listed on U.S. major exchanges. This is only an issue with the NASDAQ, right, and U.S. major exchanges because you need to have that minimum bid price of $1. So hopefully that explains everything. And there was this article here. I've been covering this on the channel a couple times now. First started with the MJ Herald and MJ Moment, and now MJ Biz Daily is reporting about it as well. But will the Supreme Court end federal MJ prohibition? An answer is coming. So essentially, we could find out as early as January where this new case essentially could legalize it effectively. Now, if we scroll down here, it would, if successful, MJ companies could expect relief from internal tax code, punitive tax code 280E, and easier access to banking services, institutional investment, and mainstream exchanges. There you go. So can they do, it says here, can they do what Congress and the executive branch can't? And they just say, 38 states legal in some form or another. We have no rhyme or reason. We have no idea why. I know why. It's because the U.S. is absolutely messed. The political system in the U.S. is so beyond corrupt. You got career politicians, and I'm not talking about left or right or red or blue. They're all terrible. I think we should fire them all, although that'll never happen. But that's the only way I think we can have a clean slate and get rid of all this corruption and nonsense, just to fire them all and start over. But that's why. It's because the U.S. government is regulatory capture, right? They basically capture every new industry. They've done this with every other industry, and they continue to do it. And what they're doing is they're trying to slow the industries down because they're highly disruptive. Same thing with crypto. They did the same thing with pretty much every new emerging market and burgeoning industry, right, in the sector. So what they're doing is they're trying to slow it down as long as they can. They know they can't stop it. They're just trying to slow it down for as long as possible. And to protect the big pharma's alcohol tobaccos of the world, right? The constituents and their lobby friends. So that's exactly why it is. They talk about it in the article. Can't understand why. Oh, well, I just told you why. It's because of corruption and regulatory capture and trying to slow the industry down so that they can protect their incumbent friends. It's just always as the saying goes, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. And we're still in the fight you phase. Eventually, we're going to get to the win. But hundreds and decades long of stigma and just absolute nonsense. So as you can see, we closed over 103, but it doesn't matter because we're doing the reverse split anyway. And like I said, CGC, another name that's set to potentially do another reverse split. And the longer this goes on, folks, this is also going to have a negative effect on the sector probably tomorrow. So this increases the odds that CGC is probably going to do a second reverse split now. And the more we don't get any news, the more it's looking like that's going to be the case. And like I said, this Supreme Court, could this possibly happen? Could the Supreme Court do it instead of Congress and the executive branch? They very well could. But like I said, it might not even be till January. So a couple months out, like I said, more than likely going to see other names have to do it. And I would wager a bet that CGC is probably going to have to do a second reverse split as well. But like I said, down 11% last time I checked. We're sitting at down just over 9% here at the moment. And I mentioned in my video yesterday that we had another daily bear flag on deck. So show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. Look at this. We had an upper wick, but we closed today right at that 0.382 fib, that key resistance that we needed to get above, and we didn't. And here we are, daily consolidation. So it's all about 87 cents into tomorrow. Lose that, and then the target is 67 cents. So like I said, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. And that's exactly what we got. And just as a reminder, TradingView is doing a Black Friday sale. It's probably the best blockbuster blowout Black Friday deal, whatever you want to call it, that I've seen yet. I've got the ultimate. That's probably overkill for most people. But if you want to do the premium, there'll be links for this in the description. You can get 70% off plus a free month. I highly recommend that one. That's only $16 a month. So if you want to take your trading and analysis and charting to the next level, then that's more than likely for you. And there's also 25% off the PAL Group VIP membership, so you can get access to the PAL Group private community and the Algo service, both yearly access, so you can bundle them together and get 25% off. And I also extended 25% off of the courses. So if you just go to the links in the description, go to palgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com. Again, there'll be links in the description. Click on that, and then at the top, you'll see Academy. The price has already been adjusted 25% off. So you can take advantage of that, and that'll be going on for the next few days. All right, let me know what you think of this news in the comments section below. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with the PAL Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you on the next video.